Hi everybody! So my name is Summer and I am going to show you today how to make my shrimp tacos because everybody always asks me how I make them because they are so delicious. So I thought I would make this video, and then when anybody asks me I can just say, here's a video. This is going to be in a couple parts. My helper is not here. I'm using my handy dandy selfie stick to make a video because my 15-year-old daughter is not here to help me, but she's going to help me edit it later, so it's going to look like a bunch of things, like the different videos put together. And this is my first video, so I'm really sorry about that, but I'm going to do the best I can with what I have, and that's all I can do. So first I'm going to tell you that I usually use wild-caught shrimp. I like them best from Brazil or Argentina. I don't know why. My husband says they taste better, and so that's what I use. They're usually red, and you want them raw. They usually have the shell on, and I'm going to show you how to clean the shrimp, just in case you don't know how. It's my least favorite thing to do in the whole world, but I'm gonna do it for you. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna do it for you and show you how. You gotta figure out how to do this and hold this camera. So just please be patient with me. So I have really nice kitchen shears, and I am going to take, I don't know if this is even gonna work. I may have to do this a different way. And I don't want to make you dizzy either. So, hold on a minute. Hello. Okay, so I've got the camera hooked up. I'm just going to show you like one of them. So, I'll do that, and then you don't have to look at me like this and just cut them up all the time. So they're usually frozen, and then you leave the water on until they're thawed out. It only takes about 5 minutes or so. And then I cut right down the back end of the shell like that, and then you just pull the shell off, pull the tail off, and then you want to clean out any goop that's in there. That is my least favorite thing in the whole world to do. But then your shrimp is all clean. After you do all of these, then you want to put them on a towel to make them dry. Don't let them get too warm. And then we're going to put them in a gallon-sized bag. And I will see you then. Okay, so I've got this camera set up in a way I'm hoping it stays. If it falls, I'm really sorry. So, okay, so I have my shrimp. They have been towel dried and they have been cleaned. And I have this in just a gallon plastic bag. If you prefer to put it in a Tupperware, whatever you want to put it in, that's fine too. I'm not really good with measurements. I'm going to put the measurements in the comments. But it may or may not, the flavor may be different depending on how much you like. So what I'm using here is grapeseed oil. I use grapeseed oil because it works well at a high heat. When I think regular olive oil, it can only go up to a certain heat. Grapeseed oil, I don't have to worry about that. It can go up to like like a lot of degrees. I don't know because I'm not really that technical. I also use lime juice, and you can use fresh limes and squeeze them, but I make a lot of stuff with lemon and lime juice, so I buy it's organic lime juice, and it tells you 2 tablespoons is the juice of 1 lime. We need the juice of 1 lime in here, so we're going to put in 2 tablespoons. Okay. All right, and then we're going to put in some garlic powder. And I don't measure. I kind of just sprinkle it in. If you feel better measuring, it's probably a half a tablespoon. some onion powder. It's about the same amount. I like a lot of cumin because that's what gives it like the taco type flavor. Taco usually, taco meat usually has lots of cumin in it. So I like to put in a lot. And if I was measuring, probably a tablespoon. I like a lot of flavor. My husband calls me the queen of spices. And I will make my own spices and use them. And everybody always likes it. So I guess I do okay. And then chili powder. So I'm going to put chili powder in there. This chili powder doesn't have the sprinkly thing on it. And I would probably do a tablespoon of that too. I use Himalayan pink salt. I like it finely ground. So it's more like the salt that you're used to. I usually use my hand. You're not eating this. We're eating this. So it's okay if I use my hand. Because my husband doesn't care. So, it's about, I would salt it to your liking. I also salt while I cook. Himalayan pink salt is not as strong as regular salt or regular sea salt, I have found. So, I usually salt it again while it's cooking. And then also some fresh ground pepper. And I'll probably put more pepper on while it's cooking too, because you don't want to sit here and watch me put all the pepper on here. So, alright. So then I have it in my bag, and I get as much air out of it as I can. And then I am going to mix it up a lot. Get it all mixed up. It's going to sit in this flavor. It should sit for at least 15 minutes, but I'm going to let it sit while I make my slaw. I'm going to clean my slaw, my cabbage and my cilantro. I'm probably going to chop up my onions because I cry whenever I chop up onions, and I don't like people to see me cry. So I'm going to get those chopped up. They're very strong anyway. You'll probably get to see me cry. And then I will chop up the cilantro because I use a chopper, and then I'll just put it in there. And I'll be back in just a second to show you how to make some slaw. Okay, I haven't chopped my onion yet, but I just wanted to show you my cilantro before I clean it. So this is cilantro. My grocery store didn't have really good cilantro today. I usually prefer it better. It's really large. In the summertime, I grow my own cilantro and stuff, and I really like it. But I like fresh in this recipe instead of using dry, whatever I have dried. Anyway, I'm just pulling off the pieces that I don't think, it looks a little older. But I'm pulling off the pieces that are still fresh. The good thing about when you buy fresh herbs is that you can put water in it, put it in water, and it continues to grow like a plant. You can even plant that and it will grow. It's kind of one of those reusable, like you've seen, you can have celery and then you can cut it and you can grow more celery. It's really nifty. So I'm going to do this, and I'm putting it in my salad spinner because if I wash it, and I can dry it off really quick in my salad spinner, because I want to wash it off and really good and make sure it's really clean, because usually cilantro is kind of just laying around there and everybody's touching it and looking at which cilantro they want. So I'm putting the cilantro. You can even put some of the stems in there. That's okay. I think there's a lot of flavor in the stems that gets missed. Anyway, so then I'm going to take my cilantro, and I'm going to wash it off over here. I know you can't see me, but I'm cleaning it really, really good. And my salad spinner, it's got a little thing in there. Makes it really easy for me whenever I clean leafy vegetables and stuff. So, I spin in the cilantro. And then I have I used to chop it, but then I bought this really awesome chopper. It's a Ninja chopper, and I don't care what kind of chopper you use, but it's a nice chopper. It was like $20, and it was like the best $20 I ever spent because I hate chopping herbs, and I hate chopping onions and all that stuff, peppers and stuff. So I put it in there, and I just had to put the lid on. So I put the lid on there, and I'm gonna chop it up. See, it's super fast. Super fast. Okay. And then I'm gonna put it in a Tupperware container because I like to do this part in a Tupperware container because you can shake it all up, and it's a lot easier than having to do it. I was gonna say with my hands, but it's all over my hands anyway. I like to use more cilantro than this. Whenever it depends on how many you're making for. I'm making it for 2 people, so I really don't need a whole lot. I do the same thing with the onion. Here I have a red onion, and I just cut it off. I don't have any special way to cut an onion. Some people say there's a way to cut an onion so that you don't cry. I have never found a way to cut an onion that I don't cry, except for have somebody else do it with me in the other room and not being able to smell it. That's my dog. I don't know what she's doing. I'm really sorry. She's not even eating. She's just underneath me trying to catch stuff. Maybe she thinks she's eating some food, but I don't think I dropped any food. She's waiting for me to drop stuff. She thinks she wants to eat an onion, but onions are not good for dogs, and you should not give your dog onion, no matter how cute they are, and no matter how much they beg. And now I'm going to pause this video because I am going to cry. I told you I'm not very good with onion, and I'm going to get this onion chopped up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am with cabbage. I have 1 small head of cabbage because I don't even really need this cabbage. I'm going to take that down and show you me cutting it up. I'm just slicing it down, making a slaw as thin as you can make it with your knife. A little goes a very long way. So you just want to chop this up here. Okay, and then we put it in there. So chop up as much as you want. Usually a half a head of cabbage is usually enough for us. Really don't need a whole bunch. But my husband likes to take them to work leftover the next day, but he usually just likes the shrimp, and all the guys usually eat all the shrimp by themselves. So now that I got these nice vegetables, it's cilantro, red onion, and you can use red cabbage too. I like the green cabbage, and I don't know why. I think it may just be the color, but for some reason red cabbage has more of a bolder flavor for me, and I like a milder flavor. But if you like the bolder flavor, then by all means use red cabbage. That's okay too. I'm going to put... I dropped it. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of grapeseed oil in here. If you have a lot, you may want to use 2. And I'm going to put first 1 tablespoon of lime juice. If you have a lot, you want to put 2. You may taste it after you make it and want to put 2 also. I usually taste it and see if it's how I want it. I put some salt. So, got salt. If you need to know how much salt, it's probably a teaspoon of salt. You don't want to over salt it. You really don't want it to be salty. You just kind of want it to have a flavor. So put lots of fresh ground pepper, And this, I do it in Tupperware so that I can take my lid, put it on, and just do this. I shake it all up. Okay. So before I let it sit on this, I'm going to take a little out. I'll make sure I like the flavor. It's really good. So I actually think I might put some more lime juice in this. So then I'm going to put this in the fridge. And you can do this all early and let it sit for a little bit. It's not really necessary. You can make this whole thing in less than an hour. So you set it in the fridge, and while you're cooking the shrimp, which is my next part, I'm going to come back in a second, cook some shrimp, and heat some tortillas, and then we'll have shrimp tacos. I'll be right back. Okay, I have a helper now, and we started and then it didn't do it, so I'm going to do it again. So I took the bag of shrimp and I put them in here in my pan. Don't put oil in your pan because there's already oil in your shrimp. And then spread them out really good. I have it about on medium to medium high heat for right now to get it going. I've had it going for a little bit, but this pan takes a little bit to get hot. And I have this pan over here cooking they are corn tortillas, and you can use any kind of corn tortillas that you like. It's not really hot yet, so that's why I can put my hand on it. So we're just going to leave this cook here for a little bit, and once it starts cooking, I'll check back in. Okay, so now the shrimp is starting to get cooked on one side, so then you want to turn them over. I like to use a spoon. It's just easier for me to grab them. If it doesn't look like it's done on this side, don't turn it over yet. This pan's really big, so sometimes it doesn't cook evenly, so I just have to watch them. You can always tell when the shrimp is done because it turns white. And I'm just saying this in case you never cooked shrimp before. If you've cooked shrimp, you obviously know what you're doing. But I don't want to assume everybody's cooked shrimp before. So just turn it over. And you also got to make sure you wash your tortillas because they cook up really fast. And see, I already burnt the other tortilla. So I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. And come back to my shrimp. Okay. Put those over. I would just give these another little bit till they're all cooked all the way through. Shrimp doesn't take too long. If you cook them too long, they get rubbery. So we don't want to do that. And we pull them off as they get done and then move the other ones to the center. Because this is a big pan, like I said. Okay, so now everything is cooked. And I have, I'm just going to make them. I have pull out two tortillas. And I'll put them on the plate. And I like Greek yogurt on mine. So I put a little bit of Greek yogurt. Put it on the plate there. See it? Some Greek yogurt. Spread it out a bit. It's hard to do one-handed. Then I'm put a little of the slaw on there. Just like that. I ended up putting more cabbage in the slaw. So, this looks more green. And then I put some shrimp in there. Now these shrimp are really big. You don't always have to use big shrimp. I don't, but these shrimp just happen to be pretty big in the store. So just put some on there. And there they are. All pretty and delicious. Yay! Shrimp tacos. And that's how you make my shrimp tacos. I hope you like it. If you do like it, leave a message and let me know. Like the video. Subscribe because I'm going to do some more awesome recipes if you like it. And just let me know. Thank you. And also thank you for putting up with me for my very first video. I really appreciate it.